Hello everyone, so good to see you. Welcome to what is perhaps the final 24 hours in which we don't know anything about the Switch 2 except for what it looks like and the fact that there's a Mario Kart game coming out for it. But luckily for you, this is the final Switch 2 predictions video that you ever need to see. I have factually checked everything and I have a list of all the stuff that they will absolutely announce tomorrow at the Switch 2 presentation. But let's not waste any time. Number 1, the C button. It stands for Cafe, as in Nintendo Cafe. It is the new community and hub in which everybody will gather. Think of it as an evolution of Miiverse. Each game title will be treated as a table that you can sit at and also share stories in the form of posts, share with others, add them to your bookmark, and of course, give them a yeah. If you hold the button down, Brewster will appear to make and serve you coffee. You must have it piping hot, and if he requests that you have pigeon milk, you cannot say no. What is pigeon milk? Number 2, WarioWare will have a new entry and it will highlight the use of the mouse pointer in a series of new microgames in a title called WarioWare Get to the Point. The act of pointing, clicking, and dragging will be the only options of gameplay, making this title extremely accessible to anybody with hands. Number 3, after 84 years, Nintendo will finally implement an achievement system. Achievements will earn you coins that you can redeem for cosmetics like new icons, profile banners, and stickers for you to decorate your home menu, very similar to the badges used from the Badge 3DS arcade. This, of course, means the return of the arcade bunny, but unfortunately, themes will not make a comeback, and they will finally call this Light and Dark Mode, because it was supposed to be called Light and Dark Mode. It is a simple error that would drive a community mad for the last 8 years, and you know, it's not going to matter a whole lot anymore, because Nintendo is going to implement beautiful splash art for every single game, and essentially copy PlayStation. Number 4, Super Mario Sunshine will return on the Switch 2 and be a playable game. What do I mean by that? Can't spill all Nintendo secrets. Number 5, Mario Kart will show up and be called Mario Kart 15. For those of you who don't think that there are 14 other games, let me run down the list for you. We got Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, Super Circuit, Double Dash, DS, Wii, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, which is count together, Tour, which don't even try to tell me it's not a real Mario Kart game. Tour is a Mario Kart game. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Now that we've gone through every single title that nobody ever disagrees with being in the actual Mario Kart timeline, don't forget, we also have Mario Kart Arcade GP, Mario Kart Arcade GP2, Mario Kart Arcade GP DX, and Mario Kart Arcade GP VR. This game was only available in Bandai Namco's VR Zone arcade in Tokyo. The game costs the equivalent of $40 to be played, but it does exist. What does that bring our total to? Mario Kart 15. And it's 15 because it is a powerful and symbolic number. It blends the energies of 1, representing leadership and new beginnings, and 5, representing change and adaptability. You know, Switch 2, it's a brand new beginning, and the series is going to change by adapting a new playstyle that we haven't seen before. What will that be? Mushrooms are no longer going to be a random item. There are specific spots in every single track to pass by and earn one. However, the more that you boost, the more that you strain your carts and risk overheating. So you need to balance other items as well as the potential risk versus reward. This will be the reveal of the new Flood item, marking its first appearance in forever and is used to instantly douse and cool your engine off again. Number 6, the Switch 2 Eshop will look exactly the same. Number 7, Super Mario Bros. The Movie, The Game, featuring Chris Pratt. The game will be an action-adventure that will feature chapters much like Paper Mario, and in that same style, you will also play as Jack Black's Bowser in a series of highly comical, if not culturally outdated jokes that won't make sense in 5 years. The interlude between chapters 2 and 3 will also feature a rhythm-based minigame in which you would play to the beat of Peaches. Number 8, Phil Spencer will come out and officially announce that you can own Game Pass on the Switch 2. He will then announce the newest Xbox and promptly leave without elaborating, because he didn't ask Nintendo that he could do that beforehand. Number 9. Mario Party will discontinue ever getting DLC ever again because they are going to announce Fortune Street, the first in the series to come to the West since the Wii, and will be the Switch 2's premier party game that will teach children and adults about property ownership and the harsh reality of taxes. Because goodness if I know how those work. Number 10. Yoshiaki Koizumi will appear, descending from space and pull out a Pro Controller from his pants. He will then perform magic tricks by splitting the controller in half. But wait! This is not a magic trick, it's a core function of the Pro Controller. The separate controllers will each function as a mouse. He will then pass one to Shinya Takahashi and they will proceed to play a 2-player Nintendo escape room together, themed after the Legend of Zelda dungeons. Number 11. If you have a Nintendo account and its apps, you can interact with them directly from your Switch 2. You can look up Nintendo Today from your Switch, and also make it so that when you open the home menu, Nintendo Music will start songs from a customized playlist. This will eliminate the criticism that the home menu is too quiet and plain, but also make the Switch take 8 seconds longer to boot up, just so we have something to complain about again. Speaking of the apps, you will also be able to play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete and Fire Emblem Heroes from your Switch 2 in portrait mode, but not Mario Kart Tour because they want you to buy Mario Kart 15. Future Daniel here, realizing that the prediction for the Nintendo Music was already done by Rogers Base, so if you want to share credit when that definitely comes true, I'm willing to do so. Number 12, the Switch 2 mouse, which is modeled and designed in the same shape and look as the SNES mouse that was used for Mario Paint, but now color coordinated for the modern times with Switch 2. We will see WarioWare Get to the Point be the premier title for the Switch mouse, as the game will only have, at most, 2 buttons to press anyways. Whether they take the shape of a mouse that you can slide a Joy-Con right into, or they go the whole way and make it look exactly like the SNES mouse. I think it'd be crazy if they didn't make an accessory like that, because my hand is already cramping just imagining spending long amounts of time holding a Joy-Con like this. Number 13, Sakurai is going to appear to show us what he's been working on for the last 2 years, which will be a 2-player game that can be played either cooperatively or competitively. The game will be Ice Climber Upscaling. Nana and Popo will scale multiple mountains, cleverly referencing the highest mountaintops in the real world as they search for their mother and father, the most prestigious and legendary ice climbers in the world. It is a graphically impressive adventure filled with peril, ice physics, and polar bears in speedos. If you use the Ice Climber amiibo, you can unlock an alternate costume that has it so that Nana and Popo are color coordinated to the Switch Joy-Con. The game will also have future DLC that will do a crossover with Celeste. What does that crossover entail? Can't spill all of Nintendo's beans. Number 14, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will obtain a Master Trial mode, one that will only be available on the Switch 2. Not only will you be able to power up the Master Sword, you will also be given a final trial to earn a new vehicle, the Master Hover Cycle, which will never run out of batteries. Eiji Aonuma saw that everybody was making the same basic vehicle for transportation and decided that he's gonna make it himself. This will also feature an entirely new mode after the end of the game, in which you start a farm with Zelda. You grow crops, run vendors, tend to animals, and earn as many rubies as you can to help expand Terry Town to become the foot of what will become the new Hyrule Castle. This feel-good cozy title will be named Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Number 15, Kirby Air Ride will be released on the Switch 2, except they will remove Top Ride and Air Ride, which means they will have no choice but to rename the game as Kirby. With nothing else left, the game will solely focus on City Trial as a battle royale with all new air ride machines, one of them being a very tiny halberd. It's very cute. Number 16, Genshin Impact will come to the Switch 2, and you'll be able to play it like you're on PC because, well, the game already has like mouse pointer structure built into it. The game was announced for Switch 5 years ago, and it just kind of disappeared into the aether. Not the character name ether, just, you know, it disappeared into the abyss. The game runs better on your mobile phone than it does on the PS4, which kind of gives you an idea of just how they meant to optimize the game. Genshin Impact will get a physical release and everybody will still hate it. Number 17, Persona 3 Reload, because I have to mention an Atlas game somewhere. And when you look at both Persona 3 Reload and Episode Aegis, just look at the colors. It was there all along. It was meant to be. This is, even the left side is blue and the right side is reddish. It's already meant to be. I'm also trying very hard with every fiber of my being to not call this Persona 3 Reload Royal Complete Edition Deluxe that has Kotone as another main character for a female route, as they did with Persona 3 Portable. Because you know what? The modders out there, they're doing the job more than Atlas would be. Go support the mods for this game. It's crazy impressive. Number 18, Soul Calibur 7 will be announced for the Switch 2, and this time it will have its first Nintendo guest character since Link. It will be a Fire Emblem character, and it will be Sigurd from Genealogy of the Holy War, and he will have his horse. You do not separate this man from his horse. And if they want to play it safe and do Zelda again, I just use Rehydrated Ganondorf or something, because then he would have more screen time in Soul Calibur cutscenes than he did in his actual game. Number 19, I can count, the return of Amiibo in a powerful way. Mario on a Kart, Psychic Suit Samus, and the resurgence of the Smash Bros. Line for all the characters that did not get an upgraded design with Ultimates, like Ganondorf, Princess Zelda, of which I would buy on day one. Good for my soul, terrible for my wallet. Number 20, Deltarune. Where is it, Toby? What happened to chapter 3 and 4? You say it's coming. Is it coming? It doesn't need to be tomorrow. Just give me a sign if it's coming at all. Send me like a smiley face on Bluesky or something. It doesn't need to be anything big. I just want to know what's out there and that I'm going to be able to mess around in the other world again. And now I think about it, this wasn't really a prediction. It was just kind of a hope. Finally, number 21. There's been a lot of rumblings on a new 3D Mario game, which I think we're pretty much guaranteed to see, but there's also been a lot of talk of a new Donkey Kong game. And what if, just imagine, just picture with me for a while right now. I know this has been a weird list, but this one, what if Mario and Donkey Kong were in the same adventure, the same game instead, where man and monkey will join together, join forces to take on a greater evil? Now, I know it sounds actual bananas, literal bananas, but just think about how these two games can function. Mario is more agile, he can jump, he can do acrobatics, he can platform to a lot better than Donkey Kong would be able to, who is more of the powerhouse, the brawn of the operation. It could be a function in which you go to a spot, and much like the barrels in DK64, you just switch between Mario and Donkey Kong to whoever is needed at the time. And it could be a Switch 2, sort of a hook in which you can play as both characters in a cooperative setting, and they have different functions that they can use together. This is a game in which I think it's the most likely now than ever, especially when you consider things like how the Mario movie had both Mario and Donkey Kong had a major emphasis. Both of these characters are being highlighted very much lately. It'd be incredible promotional material for like the theme park as well. And DK just got a new design, which means that they want to do something to refresh the IP. What would this game be called? What would it be about? I don't know exactly. I mean, you can call it Super Mario Brothers Country. That sounds so silly. Wait, hold on, they're not brothers. Super Mario Country. It is kind of a dumb title, and you know, I've seen a lot of ideas that they sound great on paper and they are terrible in execution, but maybe this one sounds terrible in paper, but absolutely could be amazing on execution. And if there's anyone that can make this happen, I think it's the newer heads at Nintendo that are leading the design of games like Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Breath of the Wild and Splatoon, and just a lot of the new talent that's under Nintendo's wing and able to make just a lot of great ideas come into fruition. A Super Mario game that is like a 3D free-roaming sandbox kind of adventure, but it has DK in it as well. It sounds it sounds really weird to be something that could be a thing, but it's something that I think we could probably see happen in some way or form. I know a lot of this list has been a bunch of silly nonsense, but this is something that is also silly nonsense and probably won't happen. But boy, it'd be interesting if they did do something like that, wouldn't it? That's everything that I have right now. You are guaranteed to hear all of these on the Switch 2 presentation. If you're watching this in the future, looking back, you can marvel at the fact that I got all this correct. But if you're not in the future, you're in the present time and the Switch 2 Direct hasn't happened yet, you can watch it with us live and react to all the things that I'm about to get correct. We're going to suit up, we're going to give the Switch 2 the attention that it deserves, and if everything is right, don't tell anyone that I told you this, but please remember that I'm the one that told you this. This is pretty much my bingo card. I'm gonna aggressively arrange everything as much as possible to make sure that I get a bingo after the fact. So if 5 of these things come true, you'll know that I win. And I hope that you guys have your bingo cards ready to win as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and happy April 1st. I'll see you on the other side. Till we meet again,